Days had been even harder than usual, and I didn't know if that was because of how long I had been away from the dragon, not having a sense of the connection between us, or how long I've been in these lands. It felt like I was drawn further away from the dragon connection with each day I spent here. I believed I should have more of a connection than I did, yet I couldn't feel anything more within it, even as I probed for that power and energy. There was an absence, a missing energy I wanted to reach for, something I only needed to grasp. And then I closed my eyes, and the dragon was there. I called upon the power of our connection, trying to reach for it, focusing on the forest green dragon. The cycle was still within me. I could feel it, though not with the same strength and ferocity of power I had been able to feel within the kingdom. Having come here with the servant, I suppose I didn't expect to have full access to that power, but there had been a part of me that remained concerned I would lose it altogether, and that the servant would somehow strip away my connection to the cycle. We had traveled to the Vard-controlled lands together, but as soon as we reached these lands, and the volcano Afala in the distance, I had been forced away from the dragon. I had spent the last few days aware of him and the cycle, however distant, but I couldn't see him other than within my mind. It was no different from the connection I had with Natalie and Thomas, who were both a part of my cycle, but were both also separated from me. I feared what would happen if I lost my connection to them. Still, this had been my choice. I had come here chasing an understanding of the Vard, believing I had been right about them, though the servant had not shown me anything to prove me right or wrong yet. While I was gone, I was a traitor to the kingdom. We had passed by the remains of a village earlier in the day. It had taken me a moment to process what I was seeing there, why the stone looked as if it had been charred, and I had come to realize it had been burned. Dragon fire. The servant had said nothing as he led me past the village. He hadn't needed to. There had been places within the kingdom that had been destroyed by the Vard, but I had not yet seen them. Seeing this village left me wondering what more the servant intended to show me. How many other places were like this? How many more were destroyed by my people? I steeled myself for that possibility. It was war. At least it had been war. I wasn't sure what it was any longer. Those thoughts stayed with me as I looked up to the servant, still thinking of the dragon. I could feel him. A part of me suspected the servant could as well. "You could let him fly freely," I whispered. "He does fly freely," the servant said. I opened one eye, looking over to him. The servant was grotesque, all cracked skin and missing flesh. But there was a power to him, one he claimed came from Afala, and I didn't know whether he was referring to the volcano or the god they served. "He does not fly freely. He flies within the confines of where you've permitted him." "And that is as free as he can fly," he said. "Why do you fear the dragons?" In the time we'd been walking together, I hadn't gotten any further answers about why they didn't care for the dragons, only that they worshipped the fire, and that they had dozens upon dozens of villages scattered all throughout this land, though none of the people in the villages I had encountered had struck me as dangerous. "When you see a candle burning, what do you see?" he asked. "Fire, I suppose," I said. "And when you see this fire, what do you see?" I turned to the fire and stared at it, focusing on the way the flames crackled and moved, a shifting sort of shimmering energy. This was the reason I was here. I had come to the Vardlands searching for understanding. I wanted to know whether they were the threat that the king and his dragon mages claimed they were.